What is up, everyone? It's your boy Kid Smooth, and we are back with guess what? Guess what? It's the 31st episode of the Let's Talk Games podcast, man. 31. Wow, that's amazing. So you know who I am? It's Kid Smooth, aka the best bot, and then you got my right hand man. We call him Mr. E-Rock 8150. What's up?
Hey guys, it's your boy E-Rock8150, the Don King of Xbox. I'm back, and I'm glad to be here on this fantastic night here in America. Tomorrow's Memorial's Day, as we give thanks to all of our great veterans. So as you're drinking that beer and eating those ribs, remember the veterans who fought for you to eat that beer and drink those ribs. You heard it right.
And we got I love that logo, man. The Gear Gauntlet logo with the bites of chicken. What is up?
Hey America and everyone else, it's your boy Bites of Chicken. I don't think I could compete with E-Rock's intro, so I'm just gonna leave it there.
Well, as you guys see the title, I took a lot of heat. E-Rock took a lot of heat. I took a lot of heat this week from a couple of videos that I posted. One was a little, one-on-one with viewers, pretty much, of me talking about my experience with the PlayStation so far and how I'm having trouble just buying games for it, and because there's nothing really that I care for or that I want for the console. And I was telling them about my experience with me being in GameStop and just being an hour there just trying to find something. And I think a lot of people took the video the wrong way. A lot of people just took it as me saying the PlayStation 4 has no games. And the thing is, people were like, oh, well, why buy a console that you didn't like or something like that? The story was, I'm in the store looking, I want to play my PlayStation, I was going to buy The Witcher 3 for the PlayStation. I really was going to buy it, but come to find out, I had Xbox credits. And my friend, Rising Ground, you guys know he is. He got the game for me, and then I had the Xbox credits on top of that, so it became cheaper if I had got it on the Xbox One. So that's the only reason why I didn't get it on the PlayStation 4. If I would have got it on the PlayStation 4, that video probably wouldn't have been made. But as far as like when it comes to like exclusives and it's hard like having two consoles. You have the Xbox, you have the PlayStation. All my friends are on the Xbox. I do got a little bit of friends on the PlayStation, but some games I feel like I can't justify buying on the PlayStation, and that's been my beef. But anyway, long story short, I did the video telling about my experience, how I couldn't find a good game for a PlayStation, and that the games that they were coming, it just doesn't fit my needs. And people got really sensitive in the comment section. There was countless of response videos made about it, and it was just like there's
response videos.
Yeah, response videos. There's a couple of them out there. And some people were okay about it. Like Mr. Cheetah made a good point. I think Mr. Official VG, he made a decent point. But everybody, I guess, took it to like heart. It's like it just had me thinking why do people get so sensitive? Like, it's like you're not allowed to say, oh, the PlayStation does this wrong, or the PlayStation you can't say the PlayStation's not that good without walking out of a bar fight. It's crazy. And E-Rock, what happened to you? I seen your post, and then I seen how that blew up. Tell me what happened with that.
Yeah, well, first I just want to comment on your experience, because I saw your video. As you know, I always enjoy your videos, man. I was a huge fan before you even recruited me to be on your podcast last October, and I saw your video, and you weren't being fanboyish about it. Let me break this down. What Kid Smooth is not telling you, he actually goes to GameStop like weekly, okay? He buys more games than I do. He went to GameStop, and he actually got the list. They have the list there at GameStop, all the releases that are coming out for the rest of the year. So he has the list of what games are coming out, and he made his video based on that list. And oh my God, the heat he got for that video. And it's just like, guys, he didn't make an opinion piece. He made a fact piece that there are no major releases. I'm talking major AAA releases. We're not counting Naruto and whatever Indie of the Week is coming out. He made a video based on fact, and people lost their shit. And the crazy thing is, either what happened to Kid Smooth happened no longer than 3 hours after I made my post. Can you guys hear me? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I can hear you. I
Oh,
just had my
okay.
mic on just in
Okay.
case my breathing got too
Either Jerry had made his post first, or either way, this whole thing happened in one day, and it happened in a matter of 3 hours apart, Jay. So what happened was either earlier that morning, I think, I had made a video on extreme Xbox gamers, like the page on Facebook, or like, rate, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. They're a fantastic group about Xbox gaming. I made a post on the actual Facebook page uh, about the unnecessary bias in the media and from certain fanboys against the Xbox One. Uh, and what I used a little picture, sort of tongue in cheek, sort of playing on all of the Xbox hate. And the little picture, mem or whatever was, stay calm and hate Xbox One. And without reading the article, without checking out the video, people lost their shit. People were like, "Oh God, dude, you're a troll," or "Well, why are you in an Xbox group?" or "Well, we didn't understand the video. You should have explained it better." And I'm like, dude, if a picture can get you so upset and so butthurt and so just to the point where you don't even read the article or click the link and watch the video, that's troublesome. That's worrisome to me, that people are so caught up in their feelings about this gaming that they can't take time to recognize that maybe a piece is opinion, or maybe it's a play on words, or something that's done tongue in cheek, which is funny. I mean, it was just a bizarre day to be a journalist, a bizarre day to be a gamer, to see so many people just butthurt over video games.
Yeah, it's crazy. And to this day, right now, I'm reading through my emails, our response comments still to those same videos, and and people, they'll come up. People are sending me lists. People are asking me, "Oh, Kid Smooth, when did this game come out? Oh, what game come out for Xbox next week?" It's like, dude, it's like, and the thing is, I don't even have to. Like, it's to the point where my video was really focused on PlayStation. It wasn't focused like, oh my God, Xbox is a better console or anything like that. But the thing is, everybody, if you say PlayStation does something wrong, oh, everybody got to bring up Xbox. It's like, dude, why can't I just stay on, like, why can't I talk about PlayStation? Why do I have to be a fanboy or anything? Which I honestly, I don't mind being an Xbox fanboy. You can call me that, whatever. But the thing is, why does it have to be like so extreme for what I think? And people would tell me in the comments, this shit is funny as hell. People are like, they'll sit there and be like, yeah, it's not fact, it's just your opinion, and call me all sorts of names. And I'm like, yes, it's just an opinion, meaning you don't need to get all uptight as you are. You know, it's like people like sit there and watch and say, like, as if the words I say is like gold or something, and that if I don't like what you say, it's like war. You know what I mean? But if you do like what I say, it's like, he should be running for president. It's unprecedented, the amount of the crazy reactions that you get from this. And it just, I haven't done a video in a while on YouTube. And the funny, I was happy about the video, and then again, I wasn't happy about the video I forgot. It just reminded me how, the Defense Force, the championship parade that like the PlayStation fans have, like, they bleed blue, they bleed PlayStation. You can't throw darts at it. You can't even give constructive criticism. So I mean, just saying, Jay, be careful making games for the PlayStation.
Well, I mean, I watched the video, and I saw your video as well, Ewok. But yeah, I watched the Kid Smooth video, and I can see why people may have got a bit angry. If I was sort of thinking from a point of view where, I was defending the honor of PlayStation, because it came across as if to say you were trying to say the PlayStation had no games, and I suppose, as Ewok was saying, it probably didn't have any games that you liked. Because I mean, I just got off with playing with D, Nicky Light. We've just been playing a couple hours of Helldivers on the PlayStation 4. So for people that might think that I'm a Xbox fanboy or whatever, no, I play my PlayStation just as much as well, not as much, but I've got no reason to not play my PlayStation unless I'm playing on my Xbox One. But so where I can find good gameplay from indie games and stuff like that, and I don't think I will agree with any of you two on this, because you still sort of consider indie games to be a lesser product, whereas I see it as, if a game's giving me that enjoyment, I'm 100% satisfied with that. I don't care what box it came in, if it's in a retail shop or whatever. If it does the same job, then I'm all good with that. So to me, I can see it as, okay, you're saying there's no games, but I was able to play a game, and I've been playing a game for a couple of hours. So obviously, to some people, they're gonna see that and very scary image.
The thing is, I don't think I even mentioned any Wait, who's that?
Someone's joined us.
Anchorman.
Okay.
Hello.
I don't even think I mentioned, what's up, Anchorman? I don't even think I mentioned
From
indie
what-
games in the video. You know what I mean?
No, but you didn't mention indie games in the video, but you mentioned them. E-Rock just mentioned them earlier, and also I'm saying the fact that you said that there's no games. I'm saying that, me personally, there is games. Sorry, could someone mute their mic, or it's making a really strange noise?
Somebody,
Let me try to.
One sec, it's probably me.
I got him.
somebody's playing Gallagher in the background. That man is playing Gallagher.
All right,
So, yeah,
here we go.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, I.
Is that it?
Yo, he's trolling. He's
Just
trolling.
It's like that scene from the Avengers. That man is playing Gallagher.
Yeah, I can find plenty of indie games to play to satisfy my time. I was actually going to get Witcher on the PlayStation 4, not because of any resolution or anything like that, or any friendlies. I don't bother listening to all that nonsense. I was going to get it just because I wanted to split up the games between my Xbox and my PlayStation 4.
That makes sense.
Because, do you know what I mean? Right now, my Xbox, my main Xbox, is in my living room, connected up to my TV and stuff like that. But I've also got two Xboxes in my bedroom as well. And my PlayStation also is in my bedroom. So for me, it sort of breaks up where I'm spending my time and stuff like that. So, I like it like that. But basically, I wanted to get The Witcher 3 on the PlayStation 4, but an Xbox gamer, the Mooch, he kind of convinced me to get it on the Xbox One, and this was purely more of a social reason, because everyone else was getting it on the Xbox One. So that meant that if I played it, then I could share my experiences with these other people and compare gamer scores and stuff like that. So because I didn't have any friends that were getting it on the PlayStation 4, that sort of altered my decision to get it on the Xbox One. But Batman's coming out in June, and I don't know anyone that's got that game. I've never played a Batman game. It kind of wasn't my thing. But this new one looks so good that even if it's not my thing, I'm willing to try it just because it just looks so good. And I've said to myself already, I'm getting it on the PlayStation 4. And one of my the guy I developed games with, Steve Smith, also known as Citizen Sleeve on Twitter, he's also getting it on PS4. So we've already said, okay, we're both going to get it on PS4. And then I think is there a co-op mode, or is it? I'm not sure, but I thought I saw two people fighting on the trailer. But we said that if there is a co-op mode, then we can go through that together. Or if not, then we'll just do the whole multiplayer. We'll play at the same time. Use it in a party chat or whatever on the PlayStation 4. So do you know what I mean? To me, it doesn't bother me. And the multiplats, I can play it on either console. It doesn't bother me unless it's a shooter, which I will always get on the Xbox One just because I like the controller better. But going back to the sort of sensitivity stuff, I can kind of see why you could upset some people, because in their opinion there is games, and like I said, it's an opinion piece. You might not like the games, and that's why you stated that there's no games. But I still don't see why people are getting so defensive about a piece of plastic but they have no investment in. No one holds shares in Microsoft or Sony. You know, like all these fanboys and stuff like that. I blatantly know none of these guys have any shares in these companies, or if they do, it's going to be the littlest shares ever because these shares are high.
Yeah.
But they're very costly. So I know no one's got any stake in any of these companies. So why are you ready to go to war over these consoles? You know, Phil Spencer, he's at home with his Wii U and his PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Shuhei Yoshida, or however you pronounce his name. You know, they've got all the consoles. So, you know, if they can game on all these consoles, they're probably, you know, do you know what I mean, having multiplayer matches, laughing. Oh, look at these guys being so silly fighting over us. You know, why are people getting upset for these consoles? Do you know what I mean? Just play your game and play it with your friends and enjoy it. Like, why does it have to be a war? You know, and I just don't get it. But you know, so I think people are too sensitive, and not just for the video, but just in general with these console wars. It's ridiculous in my opinion.
Anchorman, are you there? Anchorman, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I don't have the Galaga sound.
Oh,
Is it gone now, or is it still there?
We can sort of hear it a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably because my phone's charging while I'm doing this with my. I have my Xbox headset connected to my phone right now.
Yeah, we can hear you good though. To get you caught up with the subject is, Jerry was elaborating on the fact that he and I had made videos and articles last week that were no more than 3 hours apart. He was stating his opinion about the PS4 not having any games, which he sort of backed up with a list from GameStop. And I had made an article in Extreme Xbox Gamers about bias against the Xbox One, and that video got attacked not for its content, but for an image that was used saying "hate on the Xbox." And we were trying to figure out, Anchorman, have gamers gotten that sensitive this generation? Like, why are they so sensitive?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I've been trying to think about this with myself because I know a lot of people have been going through this. I've been looking through a lot of videos, specifically, well, a lot of smaller channels, and they're realizing that they can't be neutral.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny to watch them from afar, and part of it is because the consoles are so close this time around, and there's really not too much of a difference between the two. That anytime someone says any statement, it's normally exaggerated. Like, let's just do the top two. Oh, PlayStation doesn't have any games. Yeah, it has games, but it doesn't have. I would argue it doesn't have as many big titles as Xbox or other systems do in terms of exclusive wise. You know, I say big titles. I know people are gonna say, but Persona 5. Persona 5's a big game. And it's like, tell me when Persona's gonna outsell a Madden on a single console.
Right.
Tell me. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. They don't have as many big games. Like when they said Uncharted 4 was gone, yeah, there were still games coming out in 2015, but everyone was scrambling to try and find what they were.
Yeah.
No one could tell you off the top of their head what they were. And like the same thing happens with Xbox. I mean, everyone says, oh, the Xbox One's graphics look like shit. And it's like, yeah, and we may not, on multiplats, we may not have full native 1080p on everything, but it doesn't make it look like crap. I mean, that's the point. Both of these consoles are so close this time around, it's not like a night and day difference.
Right.
Sorry, can I just ask you a question, Anchorman?
Sure.
Just because you mentioned when you was comparing Persona 5, you said it's not going to outsell. Did you say Madden? Or what game did you say it's not going to outsell?
I just picked the first game that came to mind.
Okay, but you said it's not going to outsell. But as a consumer, someone that's buying the game, why does it matter if the game's going to outsell anything?
I'm more talking about gauged interest. I'm talking about more like in terms of most people are not really interested in Persona 5.
Yeah, no offense, Jay, but I can't find 5 dudes on the street. Like, if I walk down to the corner right now to Clancy's Pool Hall, like, yo, which one of you guys are going to buy Persona 5 next week? And they're like, what, dude?
But my point
Get the
is,
fuck out of here.
That does not matter. That doesn't matter unless it's a multiplayer game where you need people to be online. Titanfall was a AAA game. It is suffering at the moment because not many people are playing online.
Right.
So that's the kind of game where it matters that you got people buying it. Other games that are single player, why do I care if someone else buys it? Unless I want to, unless it's a friend that I want to socialize with. I don't care what the guy down the road's buying because I'm not going to play with him. So, do you understand what I'm saying? I don't get why normal consumers are talking about sales numbers when, these platform holders, even they hardly talk about sales numbers apart from the MPDs.
See, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I was just talking about just general interest. It's getting people in the door. I mean, a game could be the best game in the world, but if nobody knows about it, kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if someone says if someone's going, oh yeah, Persona 5. Personally, I look at Persona 5 and it looks weird to me. Because that's the one when they're in school, isn't it?
Dude,
I don't even know yet.
Dude,
cross-dressing guys and all this other weird
I find that weird. Well, if somebody likes that game and they see that as the best game in the world, if they say that's better than Halo, who cares? They think it's better than Halo, but the rest of us might not think it's better than Halo. I might know it's not better than Halo, or maybe it is better than Halo. It's all opinions, and I don't know. Because I'm not really into the console war of things. Maybe I'm just the voice of reason on this show. I don't know, but I'm always going to challenge the idea of people talking about sales numbers and stuff, because as a consumer, I don't see why that has to come into any conversation.
Oh, I don't say sales name. I don't think sales numbers determine how good a game is. I'm just talking about just general interest.
The whole reason. Oh, sorry.
Like, for example, like when you ask somebody, okay, what games are coming out for Xbox? Just off the top of your head, what's coming out for 2015?
Halo 5, Forza Motorsport 6, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it's that sort of stuff is stuck in your mind. But then when you think of PlayStation before the Uncharted thing, it was like, oh, Uncharted's coming out this year, and then you're kind of like, well, No Man's Sky, Persona 5.
Anchorman hit it on the head. That's why Jerry made his video in response to people always saying, well, what's coming out for Xbox? And it's like, Xbox is too. I mean, I'm just saying, as a guy, like if I didn't have either console and I was on the fence, like Xbox is 2015 is locked, and so that's why he made the video. Was like, people keep asking what's coming out for Xbox. Like the question is, what's coming out for PlayStation now that Uncharted is pushing in 2016? Don't tell me Persona 5 because I mean, listen, if you want to play as a guy who cross-dresses in school, I mean, dude, that's your thing. Go for it. I mean, but.
No, I mean that's the thing though. That's the issue though. It's gonna be there's social stigmas now about the consoles, regardless of if they're true or not. That's not what the concern's about. It's just it's social stigma. For no matter what, everyone's gonna say the Xbox One is underpowered, graphics look like shit, all that kind of stuff. No matter what happens, I mean, it could be anything. But they're still gonna believe it though. But then you're going to have a PlayStation, no matter what, no matter how many games PlayStation brings out, because of at launch, the fact that they didn't have many launch titles, and in the first year, they really didn't have that much in the first year either. Because of those first 2 years, you already formed the social stigma for the rest of the console war. So no matter what happens, everyone's going to say, oh, PlayStation doesn't have any games.
Yeah, but, okay, when you said No Man's Sky, you sort of said it with a sort of drowning voice, like, oh man, to me.
No, dude, the reason why is because I love No Man's Sky.
It's like,
I feel bad it's not coming to Xbox.
The guys who made No Man's Sky, the main guy who started up Hello Games, he actually went to the same university as me, and I've actually met him and stuff like that. And as a guy that is, my day job is technology, my hobby is technology, my development, my games development is technology. So No Man's Sky, to me, I'm quite hyped for it because I want to see where this goes, because this could potentially be technology that is going to be used in many other games. So to me, that is exciting. So I'm hyped for this game. And then another game I'm hyped for that's on PlayStation is a game called Rhyme, which looks a bit like Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and Zelda, that kind of mix. So, and this game just looks beautiful. And you know what? This might sound really, stupid to people, but I can honestly, hand on heart, say I am more excited for Rhyme and No Man's Sky than a lot of the Xbox One games. That's not to say that when these Xbox One games come out, ain't gonna be going nuts over and playing Halo 5 and stuff like that, because I played Halo 5 beta and I really liked it. I didn't play Halo 4 until I got the Master Chief Collection, because I kind of went off Halo from Halo 2. But Halo 5 beta, that pulled me straight back in. But at the same time, knowing what kind of experiences I like, No Man's Sky and Rhyme has me more hyped than all these other games that are coming out. You understand what I'm saying? So, but that's that's not me saying that. Oh, I think it's better than any of these other games. But just from a perspective of, I want to see what technology No Man's Sky has, and what I liked about Zelda and what I've seen on Shadow of Colossus and stuff like that. I've never played Shadow of Colossus, so it could be rubbish. I don't know. But what I've seen from the trailer, that those two games have piqued my interest more than the other games that are coming out, because Tomb Raider, I bought the reboot of Tomb Raider. I played it for an hour. Not that it was rubbish or anything, but I didn't have time to play it because it's so long. I have to invest my time. The reason I'm trying to get through as much of The Witcher 3 as possible is because I know that come next week I probably won't play that game. I bought The Last of Us. I played it for an hour. I like the game, but I just don't have time because obviously I'm making my own game. I've got kids. I've got this stuff, so my time's so limited. And when a game goes, when time's gone past, I just forget about the game and move on to the next one because all these games are coming out and stuff. So for me, right now, those games are the ones that are piquing my interest, but I'm still gonna play all these games on both consoles. So yeah.
But see, that's the thing about it, Jay. Like, you can have an opinion, and your opinion's different than mine, and I shouldn't want to kill you over your opinion. You understand? Like the stuff the stuff that Jerry encountered last week was just. I mean, he got it worse than I did. I mean, but the stuff he encountered last week was just ridiculous over a video. Gamers, you're getting too sensitive over video gaming. And when you start getting that sensitive over somebody's opinion, over Jay's opinion, over my opinion, I'm nobody. Over Anchorman's opinion, over Jerry's opinion, it's time for you to disengage, go in your quiet corner, read a book, go outside, do something, and put down those damn controllers. It's only video gaming, and you guys have gotten too sensitive after all the verbiage and the garbage that we received last week over a couple of videos.
All right, so here's the thing. All right, game starts at 8:30, but hold on, give me a moment. All right. So, my daughter's like headlocking me. I'm sorry. Yeah, but like Jay, you said something about you know how you said your opinion. You said you Rhyme and No Man's Sky has you a little bit more excited than some of the games that's coming out on Xbox, right? You know how that, all right, this opinion. Now, I'm sure some Xbox fans would want to kill you for saying something like that. Now, but in the instance, now if I would have said something, the games you just mentioned I see the same thing in the comment section. It was like, oh, Rhyme and No Man's Sky is better than anything coming out for Xbox. You know what I mean? As if it is what it is. That's what it is. Like it's like it's not. They're not saying it in an opinion situation. They're saying no, it's legit better. Like you're dumb for not paying attention to Rhyme and No Man's Sky. Where you just told me, I'm looking forward to Rhyme and No Man's Sky more than some of these Xbox games. You know what I mean? But I get that in the comment section, but to the extreme.
Yeah,
like legit. Oh, Rhyme is better than anything coming out on the Xbox One.
I'm probably gonna get ridiculed by a lot of Xbox people, but I don't care. Do you know what I mean? You're not paying my bills, so you posting crap about me. The only thing where I'm gonna care is if you start posting stuff about me that's gonna affect my status within the development, on the development scene and stuff like that. Or you're bringing
shouldn't
my
have said that. You shouldn't have said that. Now they get an idea.
Oh, they might have an idea. What they're gonna go say? I always state to people I don't give out any information because I'm under NDA with a lot of stuff. So do you know what I mean? I keep my house clean. You understand? But do you know what I mean? Me saying that Rhyme and No Man's Sky is more hype for me than all these other titles. I gave my reasons why. Do you know what I mean? Because of number one, No Man's Sky, the technology, and Rhyme, it's got a mix and blend of a few games that I like. What's the problem with that? It's like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2, whatever it's called, that's coming out. I kind of can already guess what type of game that is. So why would I be hyped for it? I already know what
Exactly.
sensation I'm going to get from it. So therefore, that's just another game I'm going to get. You understand?
Mhm.
You know, it's like I've been listening to the Hunt the Truth, to Halo video things.
Yeah, that thing. Their
Yeah,
campaign.
they are what I've been listening to. It's so amazing, like what they've done with that whole thing. Like, because I listen to it at work and I'm just like, wow, I get so engrossed. Like, I literally could just get that turned into a film and that'll be me done. Do you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean to say that that trumps my feelings of what I'm expecting or what I'm hope to get from these other games. And do you know what I mean? As a technologist, for me, No Man's Sky. I watched like a 2 hour documentary type thing on No Man's Sky, and I walked away thinking like, wow. It didn't show no gameplay. It didn't show anything. It just spoke about the math algorithms that were being used, and that excited me. Not the fact that they were showing any new gameplay. I don't know what the hell I'll be doing in No Man's Sky. They still haven't told anyone what you're going to be doing, really.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't care about that. I just want to know about what this means for gaming and stuff like that. That's what's exciting me. So if it, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm seeing it like a tech demo. I don't know, but I'm sorry that kind of stuff gets me excited.
Oh, that's not the issue though. Like I know what I talked about earlier. I talked about sales. I'm more. The problem is whenever you run into the circuit, you have a lot of people who talk a big game and then don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say comment. You go to a comment section and everybody posts that link to List Wars, just to show games, and they just show like, oh, here's a list of games and they're all gonna be great. They're all 20 times better than anything it's coming out for Xbox, and then it's like. You look through these people's PlayStation profiles, and they only play Call of Duty or Battlefield. So it doesn't matter all these cool games if you're not wanting to play them. What's the point?
Yeah, no, yeah, I think those kind of things are stupid, and it literally is people just want to be involved in the said console war. Like I say, they just want their comment to be seen and get upvoted to seem cool. They're obviously showing it to their friends or something because. You know what I mean? What's the point of pointing to all these games? It's like people were saying Godzilla as a AAA title, and even I had to go and Google that game. I was like, this looks like trash.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Godzilla is a PS4 exclusive. Yeah,
PS3 too.
I don't know what kind of budget that game's got, but it's as bad as that like Spider-Man game that came out.
Man, don't talk down about the Spider-Man games, man. I still haven't even played it, and I don't even.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Thank you for bringing this up because you got. All right, here's the thing, especially this generation, a lot of people, and you probably just said this, but you probably said it differently, especially in this console war, when it comes to fanboys, are buying games they don't really like, but just so they can have a voice in it. Like, like when Godzilla come out, Godzilla came out. What Xbox got? Oh, Godzilla 1080p. They'll say something dumb like, yeah, you know what I mean? Spider-Man. Remember how that whole thing, everybody was hyping Spider-Man because they thought it wasn't coming out for the Xbox One? And the thing is, even though the game was trash, it still appeared on like the Xbox Marketplace, but people literally went out. Day one Spider-Man, literally digital download, bought it because they thought it wasn't coming out for the Xbox One. That's ridiculous.
I remember when the whole situation came out. I remember the same gameplay I used for the video talking about it because the whole situation that sparked from that particular issue was they were going to say it looks like big AAA publishers aren't making games for Xbox because it's not selling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Activision's not going to make any more games for Xbox. It was like, oh my god.
Don't believe what you read, people.
Oh, speaking of which, before I keep this going, I saw this this morning. I had to bring it up again. I saw a couple people are making posts, making videos talking about Tomb Raider being an exclusive based off of a post from Xbox Australia. And they posted this in January in a comment somewhere on their Facebook page where they said, "Oh, well, Tomb Raider is going to be exclusive." A true exclusive, and everyone suddenly brought this up. I don't know why, and they made this a big deal. No, I mean they made this a big deal recently, and I don't understand why. And just even though I understand, like, if people got caught in the hype and that kind of stuff before Phil Spencer made the comment saying no, it's just a timed exclusive, it's not a true exclusive, leave it alone. I saw a video this morning that was made this morning where somebody came out and said, "Oh, it's exclusive, guys. It's over." And I'm like, really?
Wrong. Like, I try to tell people all the time, like, you know, I got a little YouTube channel. I don't have 1,000 subscribers, but I can vouch for Jerry, Kid Smooth. I can vouch for Anchorman, and I can also vouch for myself as a representative of We Game here and Extreme Xbox Gamers. People are always like, you know, I've got about 160 subscribers, and they're all great. Thank you, all you guys. Are you going to make a video about this? I will not make any videos promoting rumors. I will not make a video unless I have facts. So I just sat and waited for the dust to clear on this one because I knew what Phil Spencer said months ago, that it was a timed exclusive. So, you know, it's crazy, man.
I'm going to say it right now, and it's going to sound terrible, but it's just the fact of the world we live in at this point. If it doesn't, if you're talking about a Sony thing, if it doesn't come from Sony Japan or Sony Direct or Sony Computer Entertainment of America, if it doesn't come from them, have a whole truckload of salt. Don't trust it because like there's random stuff that happens. Like I seem to remember like Sony France or somewhere about like 2 years ago saying that God of War 4 was slated for a 2015 release.
Man, it's 2015.
I mean, it's 2015. We haven't heard anything about this supposed game. I highly doubt it. And they said at PSX like last year in December that, oh yeah, we're not even really close to it. We're right now maybe in the concept phase of the game. And it's stuff like that. And for Xbox, if it doesn't come from Phil Spencer's mouth, if it doesn't come from Xbox, it doesn't come from Xbox.com or anything like that, if it doesn't come from Xbox UK, don't immediately believe it.
My thing with that was that, why, I mean, because this was in like things like IGN and GameSpot and stuff like that, where they and Angry Joe, why do people have a problem with Tomb Raider being an exclusive, but Street Fighter is perfectly fine being exclusive?
Sony did it.
It's the world we live in. Like, you know, PlayStation is the princess, and you know PlayStation has to have everything Xbox doesn't. So Xbox is not allowed to have games that PlayStation doesn't have. That's how I look at it.
Or if Xbox they're evil.
No, I liked the assumption that when Tomb Raider came out, everyone's like, "Oh, Microsoft money hatted the whole thing. It's all Microsoft's fault." When actually it was Square Enix approached Microsoft for this deal. And then when Sony did it with them, it was like, again, the situation came up where maybe Activision and these major publishers don't want to make games for Xbox anymore.
Exactly.
Maybe the Xbox, because it isn't selling gangbusters, that it's... Ooh. maybe it's over.
Crazy. This is a crazy generation, but there has been some bright spots.
Oh yeah, I think The Witcher is definitely one. I've really enjoyed The Witcher.
Dude.
Yes, let's talk more about The Witcher. Let's
talk about The Witcher.
I'll wait for Jerry to give me my cue, then I'll get started, guys, because is it okay?
E-Rock 8150, here's the cue.
Guys, listen, I've been gaming for a long time. I've been gaming since the 80s. Every console, I've just basically had all of them. And two of the greatest RPGs that I've ever played were Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on the OG Xbox.
Better say Fallout.
And well, from my preferences, Fable from 2004. And I play a lot of games, and how I do, since I'm not as pressed for time as Jerry or as Jay, what I'll do is I'll get Forza Horizon 2, and I'll play Forza Horizon 2 nonstop until I'm done. Or I'll get Sunset Overdrive or Rise, and I'll play that nonstop until I'm done. Or swap out games and play them until I'm done. And that's been the norm with these games, whether it's been Call of Duty or whatever. You play them till you're done, or you take a break from them. It's been a long time since a game has just sucked me in like The Witcher. The Witcher is something that it's its own beast. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. From what I've seen, it's a game that demands that you spend time with it. You're not going to finish it in a couple of days.
A week. You're not going to finish it in a week.
Yeah, this is not Grand Theft Auto set in medieval France. This is not that type of game. This is a game where it's so ambitious, it's so huge, it's so narrative driven, it's so story driven that if you try to skip certain parts of the story, you're going to mess up your Witcher's progression. The missions are set up to be finished in a certain way because the narrative of the Witcher trying to find his adopted daughter, Ciri, the narrative is hinged on you helping out the Bloody Baron. The narrative is hinged on you following the story's progression in a certain way. And once you get over the graphics, which are beautiful, just sitting there watching those trees blowing in the wind and watching daytime turn into dusk and the trees glowing in, the detail in the characters. We've seen women in video gaming before, especially Lara Croft's character model from the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition with her hair blowing and her mannerisms. But the women in The Witcher look real. Their eyes look real. The characters, just the way the story sets up, like this guy, the Bloody Baron. I wanted to kill him for sending me on all of these missions to find his daughter and find his wife. Like, dude, why can't I just kill you and be done with it? That's not how The Witcher works. And because of that, because this game is so narrative driven and you have to sit through almost 70 hours of dialogue, it's going to turn a lot of people off. And I've heard a lot of people on YouTube saying, well, I want to finish The Witcher because Batman's coming out next week. Guess what, dude? You're not going to finish The Witcher by next week. You're not going to finish The Witcher by next month, okay? Anchorman, I love gaming. It's my passion. It's my hobby. I loved everything that the Xbox had come out so far, but nothing has... I thought I was going to hate this game in my first boss battle, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have enough health. I don't have enough health ups. Damn it, RPGs, why do you keep doing this? But somehow The Witcher keeps sucking me in. Dude, I'm 46 years old. I got to go to work this weekend, but I can't wait till Tuesday when I'm off so I can get back on The Witcher again. This game is amazing. It's a masterpiece of narrative. It's like, I called it in my review of it, the best medieval France simulator you will ever play, whether it's Nordic times or medieval France, whatever the hell it is. Game of Thrones. Anchorman, I've never seen anything like this in my life. This game should be boring me to death. There's some points of it where it seems tedious and just too damn long, but I get scared at night on horseback, riding at nighttime and seeing red blips on my radar, knowing that there's something out there in those woods that I can't beat, so I go around it. I genuinely cared about finding the Bloody Baron's daughter. I can't explain why this game is appealing to me, but it's a masterpiece. I know Anchorman, it's turned a lot of people off, like BG Games. He said he doesn't like it. But, oh my God. This game, if you're into RPGs, if you're into just getting lost, and I didn't finish The Witcher 2 because back when The Witcher 2 came out in 2012, I had a girlfriend. I was too busy at the time to dedicate my life to an RPG. I don't have a girlfriend right now. I have a lot of time on my hands, so this game is amazing.
The Witcher's your new girlfriend.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I mean, guys, I'm sorry to be so long-winded and such a nerd, but this is what video games were supposed to do. We weren't just supposed to be shooting things and going on fetch missions and complaining about graphics and resolutions, which the game looks amazing on Xbox One, by the way. Anchorman, this game has totally sucked me in. I believe the hype. CD Projekt Red deserves all the praise for creating... the only thing that I could compare to it is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. If you ever played that, it's amazing. That's it.
Here's my thing. What got me about The Witcher was the game itself was not focused on trying to win over everybody.
Yes.
But people were won over anyway.
Yes.
Like they built the game they wanted to build. They did what they wanted to do. They weren't too worried about graphics so much because like I'm walking around Novigrad right as we speak. I'm just kind of looking around and like. And if you look at stuff, I kind of look at it like GTA. Where in GTA, you look at the individual stuff, and it's not the best thing in the world. It's not like, oh wow, it's not that good. But when you look at it from like really up, like on high, like the water looks amazing. It looks so cool.
It all
And the
comes
same
together.
kind of thing, yeah, the same thing is with The Witcher. But I view it more like in parts. Like you can't see like the entire world because you just physically cannot see the entire world. But and that's what I like about this game though, is that when you look at like an entire like a composite scene, like okay, I'm in Novigrad, I'm on the east section of town, and I'm looking at this mill, and I'm like, damn, this mill is really like they really put a lot of work into this thing.
Yeah.
But like I can see like the forest line in the distance, and it doesn't look that good. But I mean, like the section that I'm in, it just looks amazing. That's what I like about it, and I think that it appealed to the Skyrim crowd a little bit, and I think that's why a lot of people are mad because they want it to be Skyrim. They want it to be, oh man, we get to play this, we get to play these games. It's gonna be just like Skyrim. I can run around, do what I want. But this is not a Bethesda RPG. This is not a Bethesda. This is not like, oh, that was a little funny. Oh, this is let me go do this first person, create my character kind of thing. This is not that. And just get that out of your mind. This is you are playing as a single character, leveling yourself up, becoming a badass, even more than you already were.
Okay, I'm gonna chime in, give my 10 cents, as they say. First off the bat, The Witcher is an amazing game. I got the Xbox One version, as I've mentioned before. The graphics, to me, they don't look downgraded, as everyone's been complaining about. Well, compared to what they showed in their first vertical slice, yes, it's downgraded compared to that, but a vertical slice is exactly that. And you know, CD Projekt Red have already even said it themselves. You're making a product to show to investors and people to say, you know, look, this is the kind of game we're going to make. It isn't necessarily going to look just like this, but you're going to be able to have combat. You're going to be able to have magic. You have to, blah, blah, you know what I mean? A vertical slice. You know, when you're going for an interview, you don't just go in your slumped clothes, unironed shirt or whatever. You go, hey, give me a job, man. No, you go on your best, you know, your A game. But then 2 weeks after you've got the job, yeah, you start coming to work in your unironed shirt and stuff. So, you know, that's exactly how a vertical slice works. You do your best to get the funding to make the game. And, you know, if anyone thought that's what we're going to get on consoles, then you were obviously delusional. And the end result was still good. You know what I mean? They did some really good stuff. And the story's really engrossing. And as Ewok was saying, you know, the character models and stuff like that are quite nice. You know, yeah, the same with the Bloody Baron. You know, that whole story really got me interested. And then who to find out that he wasn't such a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, it really made me feel a bit like, wow, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be helping this guy. So, on the story front, the game's good. So yeah, I just want to say that. But as a developer, and I know some people are going to say, oh, but can you do better? You're making a 2D game, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, because I'm making a 2D game, because, you know, I'm working a game by myself, I'm with Steve, working on levels and stuff like that. That doesn't mean to say I don't know what goes into a AAA game. You know, I could go and get a job tomorrow, well, not tomorrow because it's bank holiday, but, you know, next week, and apply for a job as a AAA developer, but I choose not to, because I know what you know that involves in terms of financial payment and, you know, the kind of hours you have to work and all that kind of nonsense. I just choose not to do it. But and saying that, for me, where people are saying, you know, it's the best graphics ever, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's good graphics compared to what we've been seeing from other games and stuff like that. But yes, I would have liked to have seen a few other things done. I don't think it's the greatest graphics ever. You know, they're good, but they're not the greatest. And like I said, it's because I know how you start off with, you know, high detailed models and stuff like that. And yeah, you have to obviously make it work within the constraints of the specifications of the platform that you're making it for and stuff like that. So what they're working with, I say, yeah, the game is good. But we all know that in a couple of years' time, the games on the Xbox and the PlayStation are going to look hell of a lot better than that, and it's going to be the same hardware. So, we know that there was room for improvement and stuff like that, but it still was really good. And in terms of the actual gameplay itself, again, as a developer, I play games and I analyze them. It's one of the curses of being a developer. And playing other people's games, because you tend to sit there saying, why was this done like this, and blah blah blah. And this might appeal to the Dark Souls type of people, but I felt that some of the combat was unfair. I put it on easy and still found that it was forcing me to use all my potions and my chicken wings and stuff like that. I felt that, like, especially when I was fighting the golem, he had some stupid attack that would just take like half your health.
And that was a tough battle.
I'm spamming all my potions and stuff. Then I get to the next section, and it's like, oh my god, you have to fight some next crazy ass stuff. And then I'm totally dying and stuff. And then it's like, oh, now you have to fight the guy that's bloody set these things on you. And he was just a bit of a bloody piss take. So I kind of felt like they were setting you up for a battle that was just unfair.
I do agree on that front. Like, the first 5 levels of the game, like, it is unbelievably hard because there's not a lot of missions you can do that are 5 and under.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not a lot. It is really difficult.
I'm level 4 or 5 or something like that, and then I'm getting into missions that are saying recommended 7. So I'm like, okay, I need to grind. But some of the missions are so far away. Like, I'm just like, look, I don't want to travel, to the next state or whatever to find a level 2 mission and stuff like that. But obviously, I'm guessing that's kind of what they want you to do.
Exactly.
Dude, there's one mission I got that it was like find a missing brother or something. I didn't know there were like levels to missions. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, that kind of thing. And so I go into this mine and I'm trying to fight this spider thing. I'm like, I fought the same guy without dying for like 30 minutes because I just kept walking around the room and just trying to like not get hit. And I keep hitting him, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I took a look at the mission level. It was a level 33 mission. I was a level 3. I'm like, damn.
Now, guys, do you know what happened? What happened was, I think, because the same thing happened to me, that Anchorman actually skipped the mission progression because I did that, and I keep forgetting. There's a marker that you can put on as they give you missions. There's markers you can put on, like breadcrumbs, telling you where to go for the missions where you should be going to. And I wasn't doing that, man. I was going in the wrong country, and I had a bar fight with some guy that kicked my ass in 2 seconds. And I'm like, whoa.
No. That's not the issue. I was at the crossroads. Went to the crossroads inn, like the very first place at the second stage you go to. I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I go. I thought it was Crossroads Inn. At least that's what the name was. It's a place where you get in a bar fight. But I went there and I went to the board and like, okay, let's grab a few missions. So I go grab those and just say, oh yeah, let's do that. Well, that looks pretty easy. Find somebody's brother. This won't be hard at all.
Yeah, no. So for me, yeah, that kind of was annoying. And I said a similar thing with Ori and the Blind, which again was another great, brilliantly made game. But there were certain parts where you had to die to figure out what to do, and that is not fair on a player that's trying to, maybe 100% the game without dying or something like that. You shouldn't force someone to die to learn the pattern. They should be able to witness the pattern or whatever it is as they're sort of progressing throughout that particular area. They need to be given enough warning. I'm not saying that the game can't be hard. But it shouldn't be hard by, taking the tools away that you need to be able to survive. So making your items constantly break, making it so you have to spam use your chicken because you got enemies that can take half your health. I mean, on that particular area, the Wandering Caves or whatever that level is called, you're with a witch lady. She's throwing firebolts at the boss.
Or doing nothing.
For me, it wasn't taking no health. It was just backing him into a corner, and it actually made him get stuck in a corner, and I couldn't attack him. So I had to just restart the game because she just kept throwing all these bolts that you know, and they weren't helping me. Why was she doing that? Why was she there? You know what I mean? So
Mine, she was doing damage. That's the thing for me. She was doing damage, but it was so minuscule. You see, like 5 points gone, 5 points.
Mine
And it's
is
like,
no damage at all.
gee, this does. But like me, I'm focused on magic way
Yeah.
too much. Like I do a lot of Igni stuff, so like I have a little bit of a distance stuff. So I'm like, okay, fire, easy. Let's move on.
And not to give any spoilers away, but that Bloody Baron mission.
Oh my god.
I've been playing the Witcher since Tuesday when it came out. The mission's actually called Family Matters. It takes
Yeah, I'm still stuck
days.
on that, man.
It takes
Dude.
and Jerry. After this, I want to get your opinion of the game. It takes days to finish that mission, and you have a choice of how to do it. And if you do
There's
it the
about
other
8
way,
plots to it.
yeah, if you do it the other way, just say the hell with it. It has catastrophic results for that entire area. So without giving any spoilers away, I just can't imagine the amount of work that went into just that story, just that one story. I mean,
Yeah. See, okay, I want to tell this story just to give an idea of how addictive this game is. The game came out on Tuesday. Well, actually, it came out on Monday night for people who paid attention. But I got to play it for a couple hours. Took a break. I had to go through all the who, thous, that kind of junk. So I was like, okay, figured that out. Let's move on. The next day, I had to go to work, and I worked all day. I played it for a couple hours more. It just got to the actual world.
mm-hmm.
Like okay, we're in Velen now, No Man's Land. Like this is the actual world we're gonna be playing in. I got to that point, went to work the whole day on Wednesday. Did like a whole night shift, worked till midnight. Came back, went to bed, got up in the morning, did a whole shift, a whole delivery day on my second job, and then I got off at 3 o'clock, came back home, said, okay, I'm going to play The Witcher. I played, and I didn't do anything else the rest of the day.
That's unprecedented.
I got up to the bathroom like twice, and that was it. And I stopped playing because I noticed other people were getting off, and I just kind of looked around, and I looked at what time it was. It was 3:30 at night.
Jeez.
Wow.
I had played for 12 hours straight.
I'm telling you,
That's
man.
not been bad. Civilization 5 is worse. I put it on marathon mode, and that can like. There was a time where literally my wife just kept bringing me food to the table because I was like, I'm not leaving. I have to win this battle. And those battles on marathon mode, it can take days to complete. So I'm quite used to sitting there for hours just playing and playing. So that's why a game like The Witcher is a good game. That it can
Great game. Kids Move, you're stuck. Where are you stuck at?
The thing is, I was stuck in front of the pillar's house trying to get to this dude with these dude. The thing is, I didn't have earned enough to convince them to leave. I tried offering them money, they didn't take money, and now I'm fighting them and I'm getting my ass whooped every time.
You got beat by the bums. Oh man.
Yeah.
You get beat by the bums.
So I left there and I went back to the first area you started and just started looking for like secrets and
White
side
Orchard?
missions. Yeah, White Orchard to try to gain my dude up.
That is a
because
great place to get some money. Like, see, this is also something that pisses me off. I know, this isn't this is a single player game. You don't have to cheating or doing exploits is not that big of a deal because it's your game and your experience. But quit being a little bitch, people. Come on, quit doing these money exploits.
And Jerry, you got 2 swords, and like it took me a while to realize, like, as far as fighting certain things, like
Steel and silver.
the silver sword is for the supernatural creatures, and the steel sword is good for cutting down those thugs. Also, with some of these monsters that are hard to beat, there's this book that's inside the game called the Bestiary. I found out the hard way. You got to read the Bestiary. Because I found out that some of these creatures have been killing me. I might have to add oil to the sword, or maybe their weakness is fire. And I'm like, this game ain't for everybody. You either going to like it or you're going to hate it and take it back to GameStop. That's the kind of game it is.
As a suggestion, if you're starting the game and you're not really, and all you've done are Bethesda RPGs and you don't really do the New Game Plus or Hardcore or Wastelander stuff, If you don't really do that sort of thing, I'd suggest playing on normal first, and then you can bump up the difficulty later once you get everything down. Because it's a rough game to go into if you have no context. Because like I had never played a Witcher game before. This is all new to me.
This game, Jay, this game is almost. I hope I'm not talking too loud. This game is almost a response to everybody who was complaining a few months ago about games being 5 hours and too short. It's almost as if Project CD Red took that shit to heart and made a 200-hour game. You are not going to finish this game like Anchorman said in a couple of days. Forget about it. You bought the wrong game. You might as well wait for Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham Knight to come out and finish that in 2 days. You are not finishing The Witcher no time soon. And that, to me, that excites the hell out of me that I finally got my $58 worth. You feel me?
My kids are going to be finishing this game for me.
Yeah, he's right. He's true. Man.
So, any other games that we've been playing and we want to talk about?
I don't want to talk about Payday 2. All right.
Is it out?
I love Payday. No, it's not out.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
What are you playing? What are you playing right now, Jerry? Other than The Witcher?
Really, honestly, I've just been playing. No, I haven't been touching anything because The Witcher, for some reason, like I'm not really big in RPGs like that where I play takes too much time on them. I'm pretty much a noob when it comes to them. And I'll tell you what, like the last RPG I played before The Witcher, like up to this magnitude, was Oblivion. And so The Witcher, for some reason, I thought it was gonna be one of those games where I try. I was like, all right, I'll try to find some time in it. But the thing is, I've been wanting to play it, and then to keep playing it. It's to the point where I have to play it like every other day because I find out when I play it, every time I get off, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing this on work nights. And I'm like, all right, so I have to find like some sort of. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't really been playing much. I'm still contemplating if I should pre-order God of War 3 for the PS4 to get the PlayStation Now add-on, to get the 90-day free PlayStation Now rentals for the first two. Other than that, no, not really. I'm just The Witcher is doing this job, holding my attention.
Have you played it before? The God of War.
I played the first. I think I played. It was the first one I played. I didn't play through it completely because when the first one came out, that's when you had like the new generation coming out of like the Xbox 360 and stuff. So
I've never played none of them. I was thinking about getting this remaster, not because it's a remaster, but just because I've never played it and it does look really good. But I have a feeling that I'm still going to be playing The Witcher 3, and then I'm going to be trying to play Arkham Knight as well. Is it Arkham Knight? Yeah.
Yeah, Arkham Knight.
Yeah, so
you've got to play Arkham City first. I'm sorry, I'm going to step up.
I've never played it.
If you can skip Asylum if you really want to, but Arkham City is pretty much it's a classic. Man.
It's badass. Yeah, it's a badass game.
Like it's kind of necessary. It really is. I would argue it's necessary for the story, because it's after the events of Arkham City. I'm sure people in the comment section will agree.
Right,
you could speed run Arkham City in about a day. If you don't do any of the side missions.
I went to when I say I haven't played it, I mean as in I've never bought it and had it in my house and stuff like that. But I've always gone to like gaming events where I could play it before it's released. And the last one, one of the ones I went to, I played Arkham City, and I was like, it's not my type of thing. It felt too button mashy for me. Like these combos that look really cool. It just felt like you were just going mash, 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 mash. Oh, everyone.
Did you like Shadow of Mordor? Did you like Shadow of Mordor's combat?
I never got Shadow of Mordor.
Ah, damn it, man! You're not helping anything here. Trying to help you.
I got kids, man. I've got games I'm trying to make, so I have to be really picky.
It's very hard if you got kids like Jay, and you got kids like Kid Smooth and a wife and a steady girlfriend. It's hard to invest 200 hours into a game like The Witcher 3, or even 100 hours into a game like Project Cars. Project Cars came out 2 weeks ago. It went under everybody's radar. I'm actually surprised by this game. Project Cars is a racing game. It's a racing sim, and it's pretty hard to say that it's like
It's a
Forza
racist
Motorsports.
sim.
It's a racing sim. Excuse me.
Like, whoa.
we don't, could you imagine that though? Oh my God! It's a racing sim, and it's a very hard racing sim. A lot of people that probably bought it 2 weeks ago probably took it back to GameStop, which is unfortunate because the developers, Slightly Mad Studios, what they did quietly without nobody knowing is they laid down the gauntlet for Turn 10. And we love Turn 10. We know what Turn 10 has done with Forza Motorsports 5. We know what they're going to do with Forza Motorsports 6. But Dan Greenwald, if you're listening out there, I love you guys at Turn 10. But Slightly Mad Studios, oh my God, they dropped the gauntlet down. First thing you're going to notice right away is that the car models are better in Forza Horizon 5. The car handling in Forza Horizon. Somebody argued me about this. But
You mean
it's
Forza
true.
Horizon or Forza Motorsport?
Forza Motorsport. Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, when you play those games, you can actually feel that the cars have a weight to them. I can't explain it. You can feel that those cars have weight to them.
I know what you mean.
In Project Cars, it feels like the cars are too twitchy and they don't have any weight to them. What they have done is they have nailed sim racing almost down to a science, to the point where they want you to turn into Dale Earnhardt Jr. or a NASCAR driver. You have to qualify to get involved in races. You could turn that off, of course. You have to do a pre-race. You could turn that off. Where they excel at is three things. The track selection is, excuse me for cursing, the track selection is friggin' insane. It's something like 20 tracks, different variations, tracks we've never seen before, and they are extremely highly detailed. You have time of day, you have weather effects. I mean, you may have a situation where it's afternoon, then it turns to dusk, beautiful lighting, eerie lighting, then all of a sudden the rain starts hitting your windshield. Pop, 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 pop. I mean, viscerally, they nailed what it's like to be a race car driver, and that game came out of nowhere. Project Cars, check it out, but it's not for everybody. It's a really hardcore racing sim.
I actually watched your review of it. So that sort of made me, you know.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. There's a cockatrice here, and it's a level 30. Holy fuck.
A who?
A cockatrice.
What the hell is that?
It's like a chicken dragon.
Is that in Witcher?
Yes.
You're playing The Witcher while you're doing this podcast?
Yes, I've been playing The Witcher while doing this podcast.
Wow.
I said right now I'm in Novigrad.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Wow.
Okay, let's get back on track. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, I was listen. I watched your review of it, and it got me a bit interested. And I noticed that Hip Hop Gamer had did a review as well. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Yeah, we know about him. Yeah.
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 He did a review of it, and he was like, Project Cars is worse than Drive Club.
Wow.
He said that.
But I thought he said if you didn't like the game, you're a racist. Oh wait, that was the Sony exclusive. I'm sorry.
That was the order. Yeah, but yeah, he said that the graphics are better in Drive Club, the handling of the cars are better in Drive Club. He said that the weather system's better in Drive Club. That Project Cars is like it's a set animation that is played when the rain hits the window and stuff like that. Whereas Drive Club, it's all real time and stuff like that. And yeah, he basically just said it's a much better game. And he was like, the reason he reckons it happened is because the guys who made Project Cars, they're an indie company, and Drive Club are a AAA studio. But do you know why this is kind of stupid? The people that make up Slightly Mad Studios all come from AAA studios. You don't necessarily lose your skill to make a game because you're not working for a big publisher. Yes, obviously you don't get a big budget, but it's not like their game had a little budget. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion if that's what he thinks. But like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, but what he was saying about the fact of you know, because they're no longer working for Sony or whatever, I can't remember what company they all worked at or whatever, but suddenly it's like, oh, this game's rubbish because it was made by, you know, they weren't funded by a big publisher. But Drive Club was funded by a massive publisher and it had loads of issues when it launched.
Loads of issues.
You know, it didn't even have all the stuff that they promised us. So this is why I keep on saying that. Obviously, yeah, if you're an indie versus a... Well, it depends on what type of indie you're talking about. If you're talking about indie as in myself, you know, a broke guy working from his bedroom, then yeah, you can't compare me to a AAA. But someone like Notch, who's indie, he's sitting on $2 billion. so do you know what I mean? Are you going to say that the next game he makes is going to be low budget? You
Yeah,
know?
I don't have a whole lot of money to buy. I mean, I work, but you know, I got bills, man. I got a house, I got a car. I don't have a whole lot of money to invest in games. So when I first bought Project Cars, I played it one day and I was like, oh man, the handling is crazy. I'm taking this back. But then I took time with it, and then I saw the brilliance of what they were trying to do. That you know, for him to say that things aren't in real time, I've sat here and played that game and seen it go from afternoon to dusk, to fog, to rain, to fall, all in real time. So, but you know, he's entitled to his opinion. I'm just saying, it's Slightly Mad Studios, for this to be, you know, them coming together and doing this Project Cars game that was community helped out by the community. Oddly enough, that's a hell of an achievement.
Look, what people don't realize is, you see, when people get money from Kickstarter, usually that's just to whet appetites of other investors. That's not all the time the only bit of money they're getting, because even what's his name said it, the guy that's making that Castlevania spiritual successor, what's it called, Bloodstain or something like that. He even said the money that he's getting for Kickstarter, that's just a percentage of what he needs. You know, he's gonna get the rest of the money from somewhere else. Apparently, it's gonna cost about $5 to $8 million to make that game. I don't know why it's going to cost so much, but apparently that's what, you know, it's going to make. It's just like what's it called, Broken Age that Tim Schafer made. You know, he's a very well known developer.
Oh yeah, Tim Schafer, yeah, Psychonauts.
Yeah. You know, what you call it? Their game got extra funded and they got something like $2-3 million. Yet they ran out of money for the game. You know, and they asked for a couple 100,000. And that just shows that, it goes to show you that, you know, when people are just like, oh, these indie developers, some people are thinking that they're working with like a couple $1,000s. But some of these indies, they're working off millions of dollars. You know, it's just that they don't have someone telling them exactly what to do. But you know, sometimes the budgets are big, because that Phantom Dust, which people were saying was an indie, so it was a AAA game, that was going to get a budget of $2 million. It came out in that article. Yet, you know, Broken Age cost about $2-3 million. So why is one, you know, AAA and then one indie? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People's perception of what. There's many levels to indie, and that's why I think people need to stop lumping everyone as an indie, because I'm one scale of indie, you know, just doing my own thing in my spare time, and then there's other people that the only reason they're not indie is because they've chosen not to. The people that made what's that game called, the one that you really like, oh shit, it's over there as well, the one where you slide around on everything, the people that made oh, what's it called? And it's really colourful. Come on, Ewan, help me out here.
What is it, a PlayStation game?
No, it's an Xbox game.
What did you slide around?
What?
It came with the white Xbox.
Oh, Sunset?
Yeah, that's the one, Sunset Overdrive. I've actually got it over there, but it's not open. So I was given it. But yeah, what's it called? That game, if Microsoft hadn't taken them under, they basically would have probably tried to make that game by themselves, and that would have been it. They would have been considered an indie. So if that game had come out as an indie title or whatever, because they didn't have the publisher, but people couldn't say that the game's going to be shit because they were considered indies.
Oh yeah, and Jerry, before we go, something else I want to touch on also, Jay,
Yep.
about these two games we just mentioned that I found amazing about Project Cars and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is I'm looking at my games collection right now, and please, as a developer, don't take this the wrong way, but it's looking like the developers are finally learning how to code for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Here's what I mean. Um, Forza Motorsports 5, amazing game, basically a glorified demo. And I love you, Turn 10. 40.3 gigabytes. Project Cars. Now, hold on to your hats now. Project Cars with over 20 tracks. You can have 24 to 32 cars on screen at once with full weather, a full time of day change, everything. 18.4 gigabytes. Unbelievable. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. You've seen how big the areas are, how huge it is. I'm looking at this right now. 30.7 gigabytes versus Rise Son of Rome, which is 36.9 gigabytes. What does this mean, guys? It means as these developers are learning how to code on these machines, the games are getting bigger, but their file sizes are getting smaller. How is this possible? It's called coding. It's called developing. They're learning these machines, and it's fan. I mean, if you see Project Cars and see 24 cars on screen, weather effects, night and day cycle, 18.4 gigabytes, how the hell is that possible? That's amazing. That's a good sign that these games are beginning to look better, Jerry, but they're getting smaller. The Witcher, 30 gigabytes? I thought it was going to be 50 gigabytes. Nope, 30.7 gigabytes. They're getting smaller, Jay.
I don't think in the long run, I don't think games are going to get smaller. I think they're just going to stay around 50 or get a little bit bigger. But that's mostly just because if you want more detail, it's going to take more polygons. It's going to take up more space.
How do
look
you
at
explain...
Rise. Look at Rise. I don't remember how much Rise was on the memory front. I'm willing to bet 36,
gigabytes.
And you know how little content there was in that game? I mean, but everything looked amazing.
It's all about the textures and the models, and you know how many polygons the models are gonna have, and do you know what I mean your file size goes up.
The Witcher is 30 gigabytes. How the hell did they do that?
It's one open world, and the polygons aren't that big.
Obviously, it's smart. It's smart methods that they're using for file compression and stuff like that. But yeah, you are going to get some assets that are reused a lot, like trees can look the same in lots of different places. They might have slight variations of them, but do you know what I mean? You're gonna reuse a lot of assets and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree that obviously they're might be doing things a bit better than how they were doing before. But,
I mean, Project Cars is bizarre. Like, unless you own it, like I'm looking at this 18.4 gigabytes right now, wondering how did they? This is amazing.
In The Witcher, not every single character is super detailed.
Yeah, there's a couple redos, like mostly children. There's only a handful of children stuff.
Look at the haircuts that most of the people have, like some.
Listen, guys. These guys are underplaying the graphic fidelity of The Witcher. I was in one of the cities the other day, and I was in this merchant's market, and I happened to go too far under his stall, and the sun was actually shining through the cloth. There's little details in this game that you have to see to believe, and these YouTube videos do not do these games justice. You got to get a big screen TV, dude. You got to,
Have you not seen my TV? Both my TVs are big.
But Jerry, where are you, man? We haven't heard from you.
You're watching the playoffs, man.
Oh, good grief.
I'm here.
I just want to apologize to the listeners. This is we're slightly not as professional as normal because the playoffs are on. I don't know what the playoffs really are about because I don't watch that. But kids' music is being grossed.
But anyway, we covered all the subjects, man. We talked about are gamers getting too sensitive, and we spent a hefty
Which they
amount
are.
of we spent a hefty amount of time on The Witcher for a reason. It was the biggest release of this month, I think. To
I would
that,
argue, yeah,
yeah,
probably.
and it, you know, some hated it, others it really impressed. And
No, you know what the biggest game of this month was?
what's that?
It was Life is Strange Episode 3.
Hey, we can't argue with you on that one, man.
No, I'm just messing with it. I haven't played it yet. But no, Life is Strange is a good game. But I haven't played it.
It's okay for Jay Adelaide and the Anchorman and myself to have a difference of opinion. We don't have to argue and kill each other and go to the links that you guys go through in the comment section, guys. It's just video games, man. It's supposed to be a hobby. We're supposed to have fun.
Well, in that case, you guys already got, like, let's say, is The Witcher possible? I know it's early, it's only May, but is it like you think it's a possible candidate for Game of the Year? I know
Definitely. Open world RPGs do fairly well when it comes to Game of the Year contenders.
Yeah.
Game of the Year.
So that's definite. But it was a good discussion. But
We talked about games.
Yeah. We talked about games, a lot about them.
Can I give a shout out for one game real quick?
Hell yeah.
Whoever's got a PlayStation 4, get a game called Helldivers. Really awesome co-op style game. I would advise that Kid Smooth gets it as well, because he says there's no games, but I can guarantee that if he gets it, he's gonna really enjoy it. Like, you know, there's D, Nick, Eli, myself. I'm on my PSN ID is stunner_3D. That's STUNNAH_3D. Add me on PSN. Come play with me. I'm not a PS hater. I play all type of games, but I really want some people to play Helldivers with, because it's 4 players co-op and the game is hard. So we need some recruits. So come get some. Go.
And
you have to message me your PlayStation ID. I'll download it.
You've got me on bloody PlayStation.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Wow, damn.
Kid Smooth doesn't use his PlayStation. He's a liar.
Hey, Kid Smooth, before we go, man, I got to give you props, man, for, I don't know whether you bought The Witcher because it was an impulse purchase or you had nothing to play, but for you to be as busy as you are with kids and your wife and everything, to buy a 200-hour RPG, that was kind of ballsy. So even if you don't finish it, with props, man, props to you. Jeez.
Nah, I gotta hold on to you. You gotta finish it. I'm sorry, you gotta finish it. Unlike Watch Dogs, you gotta finish this shit. I'm not gonna let that go until you finish Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I'm not. Watch Dogs. I don't. It's hard for me to go back and play it. Every time I do, I fall asleep. So I gotta. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe if I get a break from The Witcher, I'll go back to it and play it. It was a stupid buy. That was a dumb impulse buy. That was one of those. Oh, everybody's buying Watch Dogs, let me buy it. I bought it and I have buyer's remorse. Regret it.
I bought that for £65 and I played it for an hour. It was so bollocks.
I think everybody impulse bought The Witcher, not realizing what it was, and then after they sat through about 2 hours of dialogue, they were like, "Oh shit, this ain't for me." You know?
I played part 2, which was a lot harder, so I actually prefer this one, but it's still too hard.
See, that's the thing. I think of this game, they knew that a lot of people had not played the other two, so they jam-packed the opening part of the game with all this lore and shit, and that turned a lot of people off. They were like, just shut up.
But good game nonetheless. I'm just impressed. And man, I think this is the first Let's Talk Games where we actually focused on one game. That's crazy.
Well, we'll talk about Fallout 4 when that gets announced.
Yes.
So,
looking forward to it.
Oh my God, I'm not into that.
But just to say once again, thank you guys for joining, watching in the 31st episode of the Let's Talk Games podcast, and we'll be back next weekend. Kid Smooth's on the vacay, so I'll be on YouTube and whatnot. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. We out. Let's Talk Games podcast. We game here. And as I always say, Xbox is the best bot, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out.